Very impressed with how big of a cut you can take. I mean, you can really hog it on her, and I mean, it won't back down. Hi, I'm Benny Bowles with Pike County Truck and Tractor Repair. I work on a lot of heavy equipment, a lot of trucks and farm equipment, and been line born for a couple of years now with S-Power. When I was a teenager, I went to work for a local trucking company, and I learned a lot of stuff there, basic mechanics. I started out greasing trucks there, and just oil changes, simple stuff, and then it grew into pulling engines and pulling transmissions and putting clutches in, and setting trucks up with wet kits. I left that, and then I went to work for a excavating outfit, and that was actually the first time that I had seen anybody use a line bore. I went to work for myself in I think it was 2020. Yesterday I was rebuilding cylinders on a D6R, and this morning putting brakes on, and tomorrow I got some engine work to do over there. So I mean, it's all I like doing everything. The more diverse you can be, the more things that you can offer to your customer, the better off you're going to be. I always tell everybody, it's from weed eaters to bulldozers, we do everything between. I started seeing these videos and stuff on the internet about these Chinese outfit that was using line bores, and ended up kind of curious about it, but I don't know, I was kind of leery on buying anything overseas, and I ended up I just was looking at, I came across Mobile Machine Source. I seen the price that the S-Power was, and I was like, well, it's definitely worth. It was cheap enough to want to try it. I started looking at more reviews and more feedback on it, and I just figured it was the way to go. I mean, I wasn't about to spend $40,000-$50,000 on a household name, I guess you'd say, bore setup. In the videos and stuff, it looks like it's pretty light, but then I think I seen a video of a guy hossing a motor up on a boring bar, and I was like, man, that doesn't look like it's too light to me. And the first time that that you're around it at all, I mean, you quickly realize that it's not cheaply made. I mean, it seems to be good quality from what I've used it, and I mean, you don't. There's really no questions. As soon as you grab a hold of it, you got a hunk of steel in your hands. Very impressed with how big of a cut you can take. I mean, you can really hog it on her, and I mean, it won't back down. So I mean, it'll make a hell of a cut. I had pretty good luck with results. No complaints at all. Everything fits tight. I mean, there's no, that brings up another point. You would think, something coming from overseas is probably pretty chintzy, but I mean, the cutting bits on that thing are just, those things are pretty rock solid now. I was very, very impressed with that. I mean, you can get several bores on one tip. Actually, I was very impressed with how quiet the machine was. You never really truly grasp. You never really truly understand how quiet it is until you're there. I mean, the boring bar itself makes more noise than the motor does. I'd say as far as dealer support goes, it's one of the best out there. I'd say that I've heard horror stories of people that had to buy parts or something for their, I guess you call it household name, boring setup, and shoot, that it's either coming from I think some come from Italy, or some of them come from Canada or whatever, and especially when COVID was going, I mean, that stuff was really hard to get, and it was just an absolute nightmare. But I really like how Mobile Machine Source has theirs all on a website. It's easy enough that everything's located in Florida. You can have it next day if you need it, and you can be back to work, within, have the job done, or wherever you're at on the job, you can have it done, or be back to working on it within, I'd say, 24 to 48 hours. So that means a lot. Anytime I've ever called, you pretty well talk to the head dog, and I mean, there's no run around or nothing. I mean, you pretty well get a straight answer. Dude, it was like Christmas when I got this stuff. It was, everything. Whenever you get it, it all comes organized and in cases here, or in these stack packs, and everything's where it needs to be. Everything's easy to get to. I've got some of the Milwaukee pack out stuff, that I keep on my service truck with regular consumables and just regular stuff that you keep on your service truck. And I really wasn't too sold on it. I figured, well, I'd try the Flex for sure. And I tell you, I mean, it's got its work cut out for it, because there's a lot of weight right there, and it packs it around no problem at all. Pretty good buddy of mine does some line boring. He's got a York set up, and he was born on an excavator, and he was just right outside of town here. And I was telling him a little bit about S-Power, and he said, well, if you get time, I'd really like to see that. Really like to see what that's all about. And I pulled up in my service truck, and he said, you bring your setup? I said, yeah, I got it right here. And he looks at it, and he says, this it? I said, yeah, that's it, all there in them cases. And he says, man, that fits in there? I said, yeah. I said, and he's got stuff strung out all over the place. And shoot, you dang near got to have a forklift and all kinds of stuff to unload and load stuff back up. One of the times I was using it, I was in a hurry, and I had it in the back of the service truck, and it was just like this. And I actually forgot to ratchet strap it down to the bed of the truck. I was in a hurry. I needed to get home. I think a softball game or something that night I didn't want to miss from one of the kids. And yeah, shoot, I was going down the road, and the whole thing fell over, face forward. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. And I figured everything would just be an absolute disaster. But I mean, everything, it all stayed latched. Everything stayed exactly where I had it, and I literally just grabbed the handle and the top pack like this and stood it back upright. I would definitely look into getting another one. I think it would be neat to set one up, have your welding bar, have another one cutting while another one's welding, and have two of them going at the same time.